my swag talk. I let my swag talk. I let my swag talk. I let my swag talk. Yeah, came from the mud with the snotty nose. Now my bank account is looking like a pot of gold. I let my swag talk. 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 Yeah. Niggas used to laugh at my clothes and shit. Went from the block now. Every day we close legit.
The greatest Rams quarterback in ASU history.
And you really can't say any much more than what the stats already show. The only way you can really fully experience it is meeting them in person, watching them in person, or of course just realizing, comparing to the record books of how much an impact he's made.
Kyle Washington, arguably the greatest Ram who's ever put on an Angelo State uniform. Kyle's going to break down every single record all time in career records and single season records. He leads the nation in total offense.
Yo, we back at it. Good vibes only over here at Tweezy Talks. Man, right now I got the ASU finest, my boy Hollywood Wash here with me today. And man, we're going to get some good tea, and we're going to chop it up. You know, we're going to mix it here and there. It's been a minute, and I just want to tell everyone Happy New Year's. We're going to start the year off right, man. We got some good vibes going on, man. I tell you, and man, I got my boy here, man. My brother from another mother, man. What's going on, big dog?
I'm glad that I'm finally here. You know, we've been watching your podcast for a while now. I remember you first presenting the idea. Mm-hmm. I was on board with it then, and I'm on board with it now.
Yes,
and I've been tuned in ever since. And it's just great to finally be on your show. So
yeah, man, it's I'm glad to have you here because you know, you living all the way up north, east, west, wherever your ass is at. Now I'm just playing. Your ass in New Hampshire, living good, you know, taking care of business, you know, and it's good to have you back. And, you know, when every time you come, you know, back in Texas, and I appreciate you coming to the city to come visit the fam, you know what I'm saying, stopping by, because, you know, you ain't got to do that, but, you know, you're a brother from another mother, so I appreciate it.
There it is.
So, man, you know, I just want to ask you some questions because, you know, it's just, I mean, I know, but the people need to want to hear, you know, because everybody want to know who Hollywood Wash is, you know what I'm saying? So, when did you pick up a football, my man?
Oh, man, I believe I was about 8 years old. I never forget, I was at school and they were passing out green flyers to sign up to play organized football. And at the time, I was you know, playing basketball and I was doing other things around the playground and stuff. I was always, you know, staying active and things of that nature. But as far as organized football, I had never played, and I brought it to my dad and was like, "Hey, I want to, you know, play football." And my dad being a football fan himself, you can kind of tell, you know, it kind of made him happy that I took an interest in something that he enjoyed, and I don't know if he knew if I really wanted to do it, and I didn't know if I knew I really wanted to do it, but I wanted to try it at least, and you know, he signed me up. We went to tryouts, got on the team, and that first fully padded practice, I got popped one hard time. and for fathers out there, you know, you kind of wonder, you know, when your kid gets popped, how they're gonna react, because you don't wanna be the father of a kid that's not tough. And that was his moment to see if I was tough or not. And he asked me, did I want to, you know, still play football? And I was like, yeah. And I fell in love with the game ever since.
Yeah, that's nice. That's some good stuff right there. So during your little, you know, you was playing basketball before. So you know, you was a little basketball hooper. What was you good at hooping?
I was about 8 or 9 years old, so I can't recall. I mean, we was just running around doing whatever. And so, but I do remember, you know, basketball being my first love. You know, back then Michael Jordan was the guy, and we grew up loving him and what he brought to the game of basketball, and so kids naturally followed it. And but once I started playing football, I realized that for me, football was much more enjoyable.
So when you first played at 8, what position was you playing?
I played receiver
Yeah.
on offense, and I played linebacker on defense. And we were very, very trash. We were sorry, and we didn't score at all throughout the duration of the year, with the exception of one time, and it happened to be me on kick return. And I'll never forget it. I remember it like it was yesterday. They kind of, back then they couldn't really kick that far. They're 8, 9 years old, so the ball kind of just rolled and bounced to me. And so I picked it up, and I'm like, okay, and I just kept hitting the same juke move, and they kept falling for it, and I ended up scoring. And it was an exhilarating feeling, and I'm pretty sure that moment was like, dang, that felt good.
Yeah.
And so I kept itching for more, and I kept playing ever then, since then. But funny enough, I did not want to play quarterback. I did not want to play quarterback. I could throw the ball at that age better than most. It's just that it's all about perception. Like as a young black kid in Houston at the time, you didn't see black men playing quarterback, and so naturally, perception. That's why I always say perception matters. I just thought it wasn't for black people.
Right.
Like I thought I was supposed to go out there and catch the touchdowns, do what I saw on TV at the time.
Yeah, like Mike Irvin, Rice, Randy Moss.
Exactly, and I thought playing quarterback was corny, and it was, it wasn't for my kind. But the next year, I was on another team, and they kept begging me, "You need to play quarterback. You need to play quarterback." And I finally gave in and decided to play quarterback. Yeah. And my love for football skyrocketed because I had the ball every play, and obviously, that exhilarating feeling I had the year before of returning a kick for a touchdown, I essentially had that more often because the ball was in my hand every play, and I was actually able to carry the ball instead of lining up out receiver and never getting the ball because quarterbacks at that age couldn't throw the ball.
Correct.
And so I have the ball in my hands now every play, and so. But outside of that, I've played every position in my little league career except offensive line. I mean, I've played DN, I played linebacker, safety, corner, receiver, fullback, running back. I played it all, and I think that experience helped me when I ended up playing quarterback full time. I think it helped me gain the understanding of what people see as a defender or as a receiver, and just getting a different perspective from that. So
that's what's up. So at that younger age, do you feel like you had was you one of the best players out there? Or was you always the best? Yeah, at a younger age. Do you feel like you had time to grow, or was you always that top dog on that spot at a younger age?
Well, at that age, athletically, I was much more athletic than my peers.
Okay.
Like I was taller, I was stronger, I was faster, the whole nine. And so I would say yes, I had an advantage for the most part in my early years. Now it kind of changed later as it goes. It's just crazy how your body it doesn't keep up with the rest of the crowd sometimes. But at an early age, yes, I was bigger, stronger, faster than pretty much everybody in my class. So.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, did your dad get any tape of you back then playing quarterback when you first started?
Yeah.
So he got you that kickoff return?
I don't know if he has that, but he has some clips here and there. It was on VHS back then. Okay. I do have one CD from like an All-Star game or something like that. But I'm pretty sure he has it lying around somewhere. We can dust it off one of these days and check it out.
Yeah, that's what's up. Speaking about your pops, man, tell me about growing up in the Washington household. How was that?
I will say one thing. If you were to pursue anything, whether it's music, whether it's athletics, whether it's you were in the chess club or whatever it may be, you're going to give your all. It's going to be 100%, and you might not be the best, but you're going to try your best, and you're going to strive to be your best, and that's kind of how we were brought up, and hard work, diligence, all that other good stuff that people preach about. That was preached in my home, and I'm forever grateful.
That's what's up, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all good people over there. Just good vibes. Right when I first met you, man, it was just like this glow. It was just like vibes. It's like, man, who's this good little stick over here, man? Let me chop it up. Let me put this little stone gang real quick, see what he talking about. But, man, that's some good stuff, man. So, transfer to that, you going, playing Pop Warner, being that guy, and then all of a sudden, would you say around middle school, when did you feel like that slump happened?
I wouldn't consider it a slump.
Yeah.
It was just like my growth halted. And so like I was always taller, faster, stronger, and then my growth just stopped. And I actually moved from Houston to Humble, and when I moved, like you could just tell I wasn't growing at the same rate as everybody else. And outside of that, I was also pretty much a whole year younger than most of my peers. I graduated high school at 17.
Okay.
So I have a July birthday, so it's kind of one of those weird situations where, my birthday. But I was always like middle school on. I was always behind the 8 ball from a growth standpoint. And so when I moved to Humble, I just stopped growing, and then everybody else, caught up to me, and they passed me up, and I'm still like, and so they got mustaches and muscles, and I'm still fighting to to get that first mustache hair. So that's when reality kind of set in. Like, man, like there are athletes out there that are better and stronger and all that stuff. But growing up, I never experienced that because I was pretty much the most athletic, biggest, baddest thing on the yard. So. So that was kind of an experience in itself. Yeah. And then transitioning into, when I got to high school, I was 5'7". Ooh. 105 pounds as a freshman.
Soaking wet.
And I was the smallest guy on my offense.
Wow. Yeah. Playing
QB. And
I bet your jersey was just hanging off
my
you.
Jersey was
big shoulder pads.
Big shoulder pads. Jersey was hanging, but I'll never forget. The coaches would always say, like, "Man, you're gonna be tall. And I could never figure it out. Yeah. But at that age, I didn't realize it. But
now you see it when you look at younger.
Well, yeah. But they were looking at how long my arms were, how long my legs were, how big my feet were. Like I was 5'7", 105 pounds, but my shoe, I wore a size 13 shoe. So it was just like they could see it. They have a pedigree of seeing athletes grow from 9th grade to. So they saw it, but I didn't understand it. And they would always say that.
Just hyping you,
hyping me up, and I'm like, hey, y'all don't know what y'all talk about, man.
Like, I didn't put that in line. This pencil up in my garage. Exactly. It ain't moved since.
But sure enough, I went from 5'7" my freshman year to about 5'10" my sophomore year. Then I got to 6'2" my junior year. And then I got to 6'4" my senior year.
Damn.
And at that time, I was strictly a football player. And my senior year comes around, and here comes the basketball coach. Hey, you should try to play basketball, so-and-so. I guarantee you'll play at the next level if you play basketball. And I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, where was you at 4 years ago?
I remember that one, didn't it?
Yeah, and then, girls would come up to me and holler like, where did you come from? Where did you move from? Like, I've been here the whole time. Like,
hit that spurt on y'all.
Hit that spurt. So it was just like, man, it's just the growth pattern is just crazy.
That's good stuff, man. That's crazy how that happened. Yeah. Me, I always been like the tallest in my pack.
Yeah. You probably had a mustache in middle school too.
Nah, hell nah. I wouldn't like that. Now, XO was taller than me in like elementary. But
dang, he was taller than you?
Man, he was taller than all of us. Yeah, he was taller than me.
He was early. He grew too early. Yeah.
It was a running back. He was everything, bro. He was true.
Yeah, man.
We give XO the ball. XO at least getting about 15 carries, about 200 yards.
Yeah, XO.
Fast as hell. I was like, God damn, man. But no, I always had that height, and I was real skinny, though. Mm-hmm. But I didn't really, I feel like I was always good, but I didn't stand out like a sore thumb like on my team. You know, you just knew what you was going to get out of me. Just very bam, bam, bam. Until I got in high school, and that's when, the leap, and then, we went to college and blase. But enough about me. Back to you, buddy. So, going to Humble, playing in high school, senior in football. How was it? What was the recruiting looking like? Like, anybody helping you out getting recruited?
Well,
tell me how that went.
I honestly didn't think I had the chance to be recruited simply because I didn't start until my senior year, and so I got into my senior year without any junior or sophomore year film. So I figured, going into my senior year, this is probably gonna be my last year playing football because naturally colleges recruit earlier than just your senior year. Yep. And so I just went out there, did my best, and I'll never forget the third game of the playoffs. We lost, and I thought that was my last opportunity to play football. That's probably the last time I really just cried, and it was like days on end, and I was depressed, and cause I had spent over a decade of my life. Yeah, and that's all I really cared about. I didn't care about anything else but playing ball, which is a dangerous thing. Yeah, it's a dangerous thing, but it is. But it worked out for me because I'm still hanging around the game.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. That's good stuff. Just because same thing. Just I had that same situation, but you high school playing your senior year. How many offers did you get?
I had a total of 3 offers.
So was you getting any mail during
I got
everybody
mail.
Got mail.
Yeah, I got mail. Yeah, I got mail. I had 2 Division II offers and a junior college offer, and obviously Angelo was the better of the Division II offers.
When did they offer you, or when did colleges transitioning from the last? Okay, so tell me how the storyline went from transitioning from the last loss of your high school playoff game, rolling into getting looked at, that off season, and rolling on to,
So I played my last game, didn't hear much for about a week or 2 or something, and then I heard from a Division I FCS program, and they invited me to a game. I went to a game, and they never really offered me, but they were just kind of, talking to me a little bit. And then there's 2 other FCS programs that were, keeping me in the loop. Yeah. And prior to that year, I had went to several camps and tried to get my name out there. Okay. And I performed well, and I think I made some colleges boards off of it, but ultimately, it wasn't enough. And then I started. The head coach said, hey, some teams are probably going to start asking about you, and so that's when one Division II school actually called me and wanted me to come up on a visit. Went up on a visit, and at the time that was my only offer, and I figured that was probably going to be the place I was going to spend the next 4 or 5 years of my life. And as soon as I got off that visit, I got another opportunity with the JUCO school, and I got another opportunity with Angelo, and those were ultimately the 3 schools that I visited and had offers from. So for me, it came down between the junior college school, which was Kilgore, and Angelo State, and it was kind of like, what am I ultimately wanting to do? Because typically when a kid has a Division II offer or a junior college offer, it's whether or not they have the dream of playing Division I football and excelling at the Division I level, or going to Division II where they want you already. And I told myself, if those Division I schools really wanted me, they wouldn't have to wait for me to go through the junior college process to then recruit me. They would want me right now. So I just, my dad always told me dance with the date that you came with, and Angelo was that date at the time that I liked the most. She was the prettiest girl, and so ultimately that's who I went with.
Damn, imagine you though, like going to a JUCO. I mean, speaking of that, but 2 years at a JUCO, you for sure would have. You
because my growth,
that's what I'm saying.
I was 17 years old, like. If and I was a qualifier too, so I could have went 1 year, secured more, and then left. But that's rolling the dice because you don't know if you're going to end up playing.
You're right.
It's a lot of dice.
That's why I didn't go. That's why I didn't go JUCO because it's a lot of it's all up. Too many people don't bounce back from JUCO, so you gotta roll with the punches. And like you said, you took out that pretty lady, and that pretty lady paid off. Man. But so doing that, getting offered, going to ASU. Tell me, how was your recruiting visit at ASU?
It was pretty decent. First off, the campus in comparison to the others was beautiful to me, and I enjoyed that part of it. The coaches treated me well, and we had they took us to the country club, which was an awesome facility. Some great food and we went out to the Pike House, I believe it was, and saw some pretty girls, which was pretty cool, and I was sold. So
nice. That that's kind of. Mine was kind of different, but I enjoyed it, and we worked out, and I'm truly blessed about that. So that you was like, all right, man, I'm gonna go hit this visit. How many visits you said you went on?
3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
3, and Angelo was the best. That's what's up, man. So who was your host?
T-Mac.
Oh, okay, okay. Team. You was with Team Blackout, so I know they got you right.
Team Blackout, man. God,
Team Mac.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, shout out to them Ram fan boys, man. Okay, so you hitting this? You sign. You coming in your freshman year. Give me your freshman year experience. How was your freshman year going to ASU?
It was more spent of like just exploration. Like I was always out of town. Just freedom. You know, always out of town. But at the end of the day, during the week, I was always about my business in the classroom, in the weight room, and just waiting for my chance to get off that red shirt. And the scout team, that was probably the most fun ever, because we had so much talent on the scout team. First off, we had so much talent on the scout team, but our defense was like number 1 in the conference.
Oh yeah, that year we had big.
We had some dudes on defense. They were number 1 in the conference. And back then there was no really like athletic quarterbacks. They were all statues, and I would do things to piss the defense off. And they would be like, their quarterbacks don't run. Like, you got to give us a look. So-and-so, their quarterbacks don't run. And then Coach Walden would be having them running to the fence and running back, because I would just make them look just so stupid.
Hands up. Hey, but you was getting them right, though.
I was getting them right. But I think that experience right there let me know, like, I could really excel at the college level. Yeah. It gave me the confidence that I needed to say I can really do this.
That's what's up, man. That's what I like. That's good right there. All right, rolling in your red shirt freshman year. Describe how that went.
So I mentioned like the year prior that I kind of had my confidence off of the scout team. I had even more confidence built when I was inserted into specific games throughout my redshirt freshman year, and I think where it really took off was when I got in against West Texas. And they had a pretty awesome defense, and I was dropping back and I felt comfortable. And I was just dotting them up. Like, it just felt natural. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I got in the late fourth quarter. It's kind of wash-up duty. And But this is supposed to be y'all's best defense in the conference. Like,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be one of the top dogs in the
We
conference.
was getting smacked.
We was getting smacked that night. And I'll never forget. I was standing next to you. It was like 40 degrees, and we chopping it up. And then they come and whisper in my ear talking about some AUN. And I'm like, I didn't warm up or nothing. I didn't have any idea that I was going in. I went in cold, and sure enough, I just felt comfortable after the last 2 or 3 drives that I was in, and I think going into like the last 2 games, I ended up starting the last 2 games that year, my redshirt freshman year, and incarnate word, and I had a pretty decent I guess debut, if you will, as a starter, and so I think my confidence shot through the roof even from that, and so I had something to build off of going into my sophomore year.
Yeah. Do you feel like that was it a West Texas game? Do you feel like you gave the coaches some confidence in you or throwing you out there, or do you feel like no, it's still too early?
I think West Texas A&M was probably the game that they was like, okay, maybe we do have something here. Because at the time, you got to think about it, I was recruited as an athlete. And I don't know if it was 100% set in their mind that I was going to play quarterback because I was brought in as an athlete. But I was playing quarterback at the time, and I guess they wanted to see if I could actually do it. And I think that game probably gave them the confidence that they could work with me, over the next coming years.
Yeah. So. My game was the Kingsville game. I was like, all right, now we got something here. Now this guy's, I don't know if you remember that, but you was throwing some balls that game.
I remember. I think I threw 1 ball that game.
I mean, yeah.
It was
Big C dropped the goddamn bat. But that was the one. Right. If Big C would have caught it, it would have been like, leave him in the game.
Yeah. I mean, possibly. I don't know. Only the coaches know the answer to that question. But yeah, I remember that. I remember that pass. It was across the middle, like a.
But I mean, I seen when you first stepped on campus, I knew you was gonna be the big dude. I seen it. I don't know if they did, but I know talent when I see talent. It was like, bro, look at this. What do you mean? He's taller, faster, and he can kind of throw the ball.
Yeah.
He need a little work, but here and there he'll be all right. Yeah. But you got better and better. It was like, god dang. And then. One summer we threw together. It's like, oh man, like, yeah. I mean, he's about just me throwing you that summer. It was like, oh man, he's by far the best quarterback we have here. Yeah. But it was what it was. But I was that was my main thing was it's just like playing with you, just letting the coaches know, like, hey, look what y'all got. Like, please do not screw this up. And they didn't screw that up with the coaches. I feel like my senior year, I was like, y'all got a meal ticket here. I remember getting interviewed about that because I guess the media knew me and you was close, and they asked me questions about you and stuff like that. And I was letting them know, like, bro, you the future here, and damn near you fucking didn't turn me, you didn't prove me wrong and shit, because I already knew what it was. Hell, and I was just wanted Angelo to know, hey, look here, guys, we got this little dingy toy right here. Let's not mess it up.
And the crazy thing about it is going in to Angelo, I was just really more so, I mean, happy to, just grateful to be there more than anything, because like I said, going back to high school, I didn't know if I was going to have that opportunity. And so I was just really excited to be a college football, player. And it was guys like you that spoke confidence and had faith in me that I was going to be, something special. And even when I didn't really see it, but all I had to do was put the work in, and ultimately I did over the next, 2 or 3 or 4 years, and I think I made the best of it.
Yeah, bro, it was the potential. Just looked at, just like, god damn, he ain't got no facial hair. The baby's still growing. Yeah. He's like, god damn, his potential is through the roof. Yeah. I'm just like, man, I already know this dude's gonna go. He gonna kill this shit. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, man, like, okay, your redshirt freshman year, you gave me love. You gave me my only touchdown my senior year. I wish I could have did more, but shit, I'm not gonna get on that. But you know what it is. But I was thankful for everything that happened in the situation, because I could have been in a worse situation, and I'm proud that, that Coach Wagner, even Coach Gaskamp looked out for me, and that's why I praised them, because Coach Wagner and Coach Gas actually believed in me, and all the other coaches that was there, they did too. But I just wish that I don't know if I want to say like me. I feel like understanding the football game, like, because I switched positions from playing receiver to tight end. So it was a totally different ball game. I wish if a coach seen the potential in the person they have, you know what I'm saying, like that position coach, and you know that guy's kind of struggling, but I think this guy can work, I'm going to put in the extra time to get this guy right if I see it, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like that, you know. I just feel like if I was that coach, it would have been like that. But seeing, you know, going back and seeing these GAs, you know, it ain't too many good ones out there. You know the best ones. You know. So it was good, but my experience there, you know what I'm saying, was great. But I just, you know, my deal is like I wish I would have understand the tight end position more by being coached, because I feel like the only way I kind of learned how to play tight end position was because of A. Young. Like A. Young kind of like, even though, you know what I'm saying, he helped me out a lot. You know, it was just like, fuck, why he, you know what I'm saying, and he low key, you know, we battling to get the position.
Yeah,
he low key don't want to see me shine.
Tight end is a difficult position to play. It's so much that goes into that position that people don't understand.
Yep.
It's not just, you know, you're blocking, but there's just how do you conduct that block? How do you position your body on specific run plays? And it's a lot that goes into a lot of intricacies that people don't know about. And yeah, it's not easy to go from receiver to tight end.
And I mean, it probably nowadays it probably is because of probably a lot more passing, or I don't know, a lot of formation. But it was like with me, I just feel like if I would have had that extra help and would have just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, get the best out your players if you want to be great. Like I feel like as coaches, if you want to be great and good, you got the talent, you got to get the best out your players.
Yeah, that's true. And
I feel like at our coaches' positions, we didn't get the best out of our players. Best out of our players. I want to say that. But man, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing with you, man. Just them few games and just being on the sideline, chopping it up, just being in the locker room, just enjoying my senior year, just you being there, man. It was just like, even though I didn't play, it's crazy because like my deal is, bro, I played. Let me see how many snaps. I probably averaged like 25 to 30 snaps a game, and I got all conference. Like that showed you something, bro. Like not trying, but it's just like, come on, man. If I see that, and it's like, if I'm a coach, it's like, all right, I got to kind of work more with this guy because you know it ain't kind of clicking all the way. You know what I'm saying? Not, you know, and that's why I feel like that would have helped me, and that would have gave me my confidence, because my senior year, it was just like even though I did okay, but man, my spirit and everything, like I was so depressed, bro. It was just sad. It was a sad story. But other than that, seeing you ball out there, it like rejuvenated me. Like at Angelo, just loving the Ram fam and just bringing that flow, getting us wins and stuff like that. So I was excited, man. You being there, and I just felt like you, even though I wasn't playing your 3 years, your last 3 years there, I feel like I was out there. You know what I'm saying? Just witnessing you, just balling out, just making, Ram fam, just a thing. Football at Angelo, bringing that football at Angelo back. Yeah. And that's what, the Angelo fam, I'm for sure going to remember you about. But yeah, so going into your sophomore year, right? Yeah. Your sophomore year. Tell me how it was that year, because I feel like that year, the coaches, I feel like y'all was more of a read. You feel like you was more running than throwing, right?
Yeah, I would say more so because it is a high percentage, play that you're going to a play in and play out. You're not relying on the quarterback throwing the ball, and I don't know if they were 100% sold on me as a passer. Yeah. Quite yet, but they knew one thing I could do was run the ball. Yep. And our quarterback room had, some pretty talented quarterbacks that could also run the ball. So I think we kind of catered it around our running abilities as well as, the running backs that we had and the type of offensive linemen that we had as well. Mm-hmm. They were road graders and they were pretty good run blockers. And so, our offense was catered to our personnel, and that's what coaching is catering to your personnel. and I think we were pretty successful running the ball. I think we broke the total offense record, and then I think we had the most rushing yards in a single season that year. So
and it was crazy because from JC first year, junior, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He struggled a lot, but man, that senior year, he and him in the backfield, y'all two,
yeah.
woo! And that's when I was like, okay, there go that D1. I see that D1 right there.
Yeah.
Man, he balled out. That was real good. I you know, y'all gave some that year. You know, y'all was young and we was still on that verge of trying to fight through that wall to becoming that winning squad. Because we was always a 500 team every year.
Yeah.
And that year with you, that year was like we hanging with the big cats, and y'all always lose by like a close game.
Speaking of big cats, we played against like the number 1 team in the nation, number 2 team in the nation, and it was for somebody being the first time starter like myself. We come off the bat playing the number 1 team in the nation,
I know.
So it's like
dome.
This is the best in Division II. We're gonna throw you to the wolves, and yeah, it was an experience.
I remember that. I was there.
Yeah.
Boy, you had like a 78 yard, a 90 yard. I don't know what it was, but
that was at Cowboy Stadium.
Yes, man, that was good stuff. That's when the swag was coming out. And then we started. Was that the year we started getting or was the year after we started getting the fancy helmets?
It was the year after.
Okay, so that was the junior. So Cowboy Stadium was junior year, right?
We played in Cowboy Stadium.
My senior year.
We played in Cowboy Stadium 3 times.
Okay.
Your senior year, my sophomore year, and my senior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that 78 yarder was
My sophomore year.
Okay, yeah, but then your last year, y'all played Black Hills College.
We
Right?
played at Bacone.
Oh, Bacone. Okay, yeah, man, that was some good stuff, man. It was just good watching you, man. I mean, if y'all want to check it out, man, make sure y'all check out this highlight on YouTube. But make sure y'all smash the like, hit the subscribe button at Tweezy Talks, man. We killing it out here, man. I'm gonna continue killing it, man. But I got some more for you. So okay, junior year, that was the year. Tell me how that went, man, because that was the get jiggy year right there.
So we got some missing pieces. We got Dakari back, which we all know what he could do.
Yeah.
We got him back, and we got CO.
Yeah.
And we got Yancey going.
Yeah.
And obviously Talon had played the year prior. And he showed some things from the year prior. So I think our personnel kind of like shifted from being road graders on the offensive line and to being more quicker and agile and things of that nature. But we had some guys on the outside that could really stretch the field.
You want me to tell you what the one main thing y'all had?
What's that?
Swagger.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
That year.
And I think the biggest thing that we had from sophomore year to my junior year was just confidence. Like, okay, like I'm still trying to find my way as a first year starter, but then all right, I went through that. I felt my way through that. Now it's like, all right, how do I get better from year 1 to year 2?
Mm-hmm.
And that offseason was crazy, because it was almost to the point where I had complete control of what we did as an offense in the offseason. Because back then, coaches had they had no access to us in the summer. Mm-hmm. It was kind of relying on the players to come together and do one-on-ones, do 7-on-7, and do a lot of the conditioning type stuff, and so a lot of the chemistry was really built that summer. And just hats off to everybody that participated, because our numbers going into my sophomore year, as far as our numbers in the summer being attendance wise, going into my junior year, it was like 100% better, because everybody wanted to get better. Everybody was attending those 7-on-7s, and the grind just kind of
You already
escalated.
know how we get down.
Yeah.
I stayed in that, man. Hey, that first summer, you already know how it was. We
Yeah.
stay in this weight room.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
You weren't a big weight room guy.
I wasn't, but hey, let's get on these. Let's get these routes going and this running going. You already know. I lifted weights. I did the minimum.
Yeah.
You know,
I did the maximum.
You was a squat master. You was a squat master. But I don't know, man. I had my knees. I told you I had bad knees, man. That basketball and going back to football. But hey, here it is. I ain't miss a workout though.
You probably did.
Okay then. So you try to say I don't like lifting, but I didn't miss a workout.
You didn't like it. I mean, I was just saying you didn't like it.
Oh, but I didn't miss a workout.
I didn't say you didn't work out. I just say you didn't like it.
You right. You're right. To this day, I still don't go lift. Yeah. I go hoop or run, but I don't know, man. Especially right now, I do need to like at least start doing more push-up because man, I remember when we was on that push-up challenge. I went back and looked at the pictures. Ooh, that boy was looking real nice. But I don't know, like lifting weights. Sometimes I just be feeling too like I don't like feeling like Jeff Bagwell or somebody. Like I don't want to be bulky like that. You know, it's just I like feeling slim. Like you know,
I was like seeing at the time when I was an athlete. I just love seeing progress. Like because you got to think about it. Going back all the way to high school, I was 5'7", 105 as a freshman, and I could barely bench 75 pounds. I could barely squat 95 pounds.
Damn.
And I was obviously one of the weaker, kids. But I worked out for the most part twice a day, throughout my high school career. By the time I got to my senior year, I was just as strong. I was squatting just as much as if not more than my lineman.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, I was like spoiled in being able to see that progress. I wanted it to continue when I got to college.
Yeah, damn. That's
so that's why I was always in the in the weight room because I saw what it could do for me, from an athletic standpoint. Yeah.
I used to get on your ass about the meatheads in the weight room, but you kind of like turned my eyes on on the weights.
It translates.
Yeah, it does. It really does. If you want to be healthy, especially that's one thing. But I seen you, especially on the squats, how you was on the squats. I seen how you was able to break a lot of tackles and take off like a gazelle out there. Look at that gazelle. That man was out there looking like a gazelle. Okay, so here it is. I have a question. So you getting there, let me see. So all your years there, you was under Coach H, right?
Correct.
So do you feel like Coach H already that was his offense already lined up, or you think like he kind of shifted into what you're liking and made it like a thing? Because I mean, y'all was connecting, y'all was clicking. Like I feel like you and H was who I wanna y'all with what's my name, Joe Burrow, and what's that OC coach? Joe Brady, yeah, them two. Y'all kind of was like that. So
well, I think we were in a rare situation because coaches for the most part move around a lot, and it was just a rare situation for where one offensive coordinator and one quarterback is together for the most part for 4 straight years, and so you can only change so much from year to year, and so it's all about fostering growth each year and being able to expand and seeing what I'm capable of doing, because like what you're doing year 1 under him is going to be the same in year 4. It's just how can you perfect it over the course of those 4 years. And so by the time my senior year came around, like I already know what he's thinking, he knows what I'm thinking, and it's all about me executing it on the field. And so that's just the biggest blessing that we had being together for that that long period of time.
Yeah, I wish I got just a little bit of it, because it still had gas count, which it was my liking. Gas count hooked me up when gas count used to hook me up with the play. So it was kind of my liking. But I also I was also like, man, I'm a receiver still. Like I can go deep. I can give me the ball. Like at the end of the day, if the ball in the air, I'm saying, I'm gonna come down with it. It don't matter how I'm gonna get there, how I get there. Just get that baby in my ear, I'm gonna come down with it. So I was in love with Coach H offense because he spread that bad boy out. I was in that 10-10, and I got a little of it playing that slot receiver. So, you know, it kind of was in my liking. So I feel like if I would have been there another year, man, ain't no telling what would have happened.
Yeah.
But that was good seeing y'all, how y'all chemistry was out. You can just tell, like, he trusting you and without, you know, him putting all the dollar up those plays and you freaking completing those plays. He dialed up it, man. Like, y'all did the thing with that one, man. So that was your junior year. So tell me how that was like the junior year. You had all the receivers and you had a good O-line, you had a good running back. Y'all had a nice little wave that year. Do you feel like that confidence? How do you feel like in the beginning of the year y'all had that confidence and it kind of like it's like every week by week, it kind of like risen.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because I seen it was like y'all started in the beginning, start off hot. It was like, you know, man, they got the wave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. You know, then it kind of like, oh, shit, you know, same, you know, Angelo, you know, swagger. Then, I don't know, it just looked a little gear just switched.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, was it the jerseys or something?
I really was not I mean, the jerseys were cool. All the different combination was cool. But at times I felt like I thought it would be a distraction to our team because we had jersey reveals throughout the course of the, you know, stuff like that. And I thought it would be a distraction, but it really wasn't. I think it really was. It added to our confidence. It added to our swagger.
It did.
And so jerseys, no, I think that was, you know, what it was. But the first game of the season, our offense exploded.
Oh, my God.
We just, like, exploded.
I was there, yeah.
And it was like, we might be on to something.
Yeah.
Like, you got to think about it. The year prior, we really weren't tossing the ball around like that. That night, we tossed the ball around. And it was like, dang, that felt kind of good. Yeah. Putting up 600, close to 700 yards of offense. And so I think that, you know, kind of set the tone for the rest of the year. And you kind of see what we were capable of doing, especially against, you know, teams that we beat teams that we hadn't beaten in a while, like Tarleton and Midwestern that year. You know, I think Midwestern we didn't beat. That was our first time beating them since like 2001. So 2014, you know, going back to 2001 or something crazy like that. And so, and then the same thing with Tarleton. We hadn't beaten them in a while, and so yeah, it felt good.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you with this. Okay, so I don't know if this is probably maybe your sophomore year. I'm going to go back a little bit because we didn't talk about it, and I want to touch base on it. So, during this process, you had some little competition, you know what I'm saying, going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And day by day, you know what I'm saying, like any quarterback that's trying to get that position, like how was you feeling? Like day by day, was you like some days thinking like, I got this no matter what? Or some days you feel like, damn, he might be, you know what I'm saying? How was that?
I think competition is the best thing for an athlete because as soon as you think you top dog, I think that drive kind of goes away. And I'm thankful that I had that because it made me a better player.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know how Angelo got both of us.
I know.
That's pretty crazy.
Yes.
Because like that, both of us being the athletes that we were, man, shoot.
Yeah, both of y'all threw good balls to me. I ain't even gonna lie. I enjoyed both of y'all balls.
Yeah.
That was some good stuff. But, you know, it was just, I mean, I just wish, I wanted to see, you know, after the year, after the year you got done, I wanted to see, you know, true.
Man, I wanted to see it too.
I wanted to see him, you know, play that senior year.
I wanted to see it too.
Man, that would have been tough. I wanted to see that one. That would have been.
I wanted to see it too. But
that was some good stuff.
He went on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, congratulate to him, man. He's a boss, man. That's big time. Congratulate Warren, man. He made it tough on you. He made that beast come out of you too. Cause man, that was always the conversation in the locker room. Who gonna start? Warren and K-Wash. Warren and K-Wash. Y'all go out there and both do y'all thing. It was just like, ooh, but you know me, I was always a fan of you. Ooh, I like Warren, but K-Wash got a little ice to it.
Yeah.
But freaking comeback. do a route, touchdown by Warren, and be like, dang, that was a nice one.
Yeah.
And then you come back and do something. I was like, man, that was what's up. So, going back to your junior year after that, so that was probably Angelo's biggest, that was one of our best years in a while, huh?
Wow, yeah. That was our first playoff berth. I think I can't recall how long. Might have been close to a decade since we made the playoffs. So that felt good to be there.
Oh my God, that was so good.
And to actually win a game going all the way up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where it was 30 below and snow on the ground and stuff like that. To steal a win on their home turf, that felt pretty
man. Y'all almost gave me a heart attack.
That felt pretty amazing.
Y'all, I had to pay for that $6.99 subscribers. Hey, whatever, give me this. We gotta see this game. Yeah, man, y'all killed me on that one. I was so happy, man. I was screaming. I'm trying, man. That was some good stuff. I was back home in ATX. Just got my little degree. So me, I'm still partying.
Yeah.
But coming back, checking y'all boys out. It was some good stuff. So y'all did that. Y'all made it to the playoff. Y'all did y'all thing. Y'all actually lost to the team that won it. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't knock it.
Mm-hmm.
So, who was that? Valdosta that year?
It was Pueblo.
Pueblo. Ooh, Colorado, huh?
Bro, I still to this day do not understand how they were calling out our plays. They were calling out our plays prior to us snapping the ball. And I don't know what it was we were doing.
Technique.
I don't know what it was, but they just knew what we were doing.
Cheating ass.
I don't know what it is, but they had some talent on the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They just were talented.
Calling your
They
shit
were
out.
talented as all get out, and they were in the backfield, early and often.
Uh-huh.
And at that time, I was playing through a foot injury, and I was almost like a wounded duck. I couldn't, I couldn't move around like I wanted to, and so I couldn't use my feet to bail us out. So I was just doing whatever I could.
Bam. Every play, bam.
That was a talented team.
Oh man, I remember that shit. I already knew that was a tough one. But hey, we fought, we made it through, man. We did some stuff, man, that we ain't did before. So it was like, okay, boom, we coming out. Yeah, bam. We made it to the playoff, made it to the second round. So after that year, rolling into your senior year, you get all American this, all region this. Like, how you feeling? You got your chest out like this? On campus they call you Juice. Can't watch the Juice, man. What's up, man? You had the juice cut and everything.
Oh, I did. I forgot about that. Man.
Yes.
It was a lot of pressure simply because I say it was a lot of pressure, but I just knew it was my last year going to my senior year, and I wanted to do better than what I did the year prior, and ultimately we did it from a win-loss perspective, but from an offensive production perspective, we did.
Yeah.
But it was a daunting task simply because we lost a lot of our senior leadership.
Yeah.
From 14 to 15.
Yeah.
And a lot of those guys were our best players, like Dakari, Rush, some of our offensive linemen, and we had some talent, on the defensive back end that we essentially lost.
Mm-hmm.
And we pretty much had to play with the talent that was behind them.
Okay.
And so, that was the year that we were kind of figuring out what they were going to do because they hadn't really been able to display it just yet. You know what I mean? The other guys in the 2014, they have been doing it for years. We knew what they could do.
A lot of leadership.
And so now it's like, okay, me as a senior, how do I try and foster a nurturing environment for players that really didn't see the field just yet, like Donovan Thompson and Anthony Pearson and guys like that really haven't seen the field like that just quite yet, and they ended up performing pretty well.
Youngsters balled out.
Yeah, man. So we rolled with the punches and did what we could, but
you did. But you did. You had some youngsters on the D. You had what? Red. You had What other DB? My man. Fred. Yep, Fred. They was just young though. Yep. So that was what it was.
But at the end of the day, like, I lost my number one receiver my senior year too, Talon. Like,
oh yeah,
man.
Damn.
So he got hurt earlier in the year, and so it's like me, you know, and the old head, and then it's like the whole bunch of youngsters.
All right, I'm gonna make this work.
We're gonna make it work.
We're gonna slang this thing. I see that now. That's exactly how it went. You just threw a whole bunch of passing yards and threw a whole bunch of touchdowns. So yeah, that was a year. So that was a kind of short year, like you said, in the season wise. But you know, year wise, you kind of you did a great job. So with that being said, you know, your senior year, y'all fell short. Y'all didn't kind of make it to the playoff. What place did y'all come in? Second or third?
I don't even remember, to be honest.
So, but on one thing I do remember, seeing your ass catch a fade at receiver. I'm like, come on, man. What's up with this? You doing this now?
Hey, that was a pretty good feeling because I would have not been able to live with myself had I not caught that,
Bro, that's so clutch.
That's so awesome, man.
That's so clutch.
I'm able to go to sleep every night knowing I caught a touchdown like that.
Just like, all right, just get me out there. I'm about to just go ahead and bust your ass. It's our receiver.
So funny, man. So we're in the goal line package, and obviously I've been playing quarterback the whole game, and so I'm walking like past the center, walking past the guard, walking past the tackle. I'm still walking, and the cornerback was like, he saw me walking his way, and he was like, "Hey!" He had a little baby voice. "Hey!" He was asking for a safety help, but the safety really wasn't listening to him. Yeah. He was trying to ask for help, and by that time the ball was already snapped. It was like, so I was laughing at him because like I was like, "You have no chance." Like, I'm 6 now. You have no chance. I went up and got it. Oh, man, it felt so great.
Who threw it?
Birch.
Oh, yeah, Birch. Yeah, Birch.
He threw a dime, too. He made it real easy on me.
That was perfect. It was like great time. It was like, man, this was what's up. So that was like the cake, the icing on the cake.
Seven touchdowns.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. That was a great way to go out.
Dang.
That was a great way to go out.
That's what's up, man. That's big time.
Yeah.
So that happened. So translating to that, so you going in your senior year. So what are you thinking then? So okay, after college football, what is your plans? Like, what is Carl Washington playing?
At the time, agents had been like reaching out to me, and I really didn't know if, obviously I didn't have anybody in my family or anybody close to me really go through that experience. Yeah. So I was just going with the flow, and I really wasn't sure if it was legal for them to be able to start reaching out to me during my senior year. Yeah. But ultimately afterwards, I realized I might have an opportunity at the next level. I'm gonna pursue it, obviously. Go roll with the punches and try my best, try my hardest, and I ended up going to a all-star showcase, doing that deal. I had an agent, and I began training, and I spent the better part of that spring semester training, as well as still working online on my master's. Yeah. Because I just had to cover all my bases, for whatever's next in life.
Yeah, that's tough.
And so I was doing that. I went back to Katy, Texas. I was living in Katy at the time when I was training and doing that whole thing. And ultimately, I had an opportunity with rookie minicamp with the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. The same year, Carson Wentz came out and was drafted. And I didn't get an opportunity to play quarterback. Yeah. But I was playing. They tried me out at receiver, which I hadn't done since like middle school. So it was foreign territory for me. But hey, I put my best foot forward, and ultimately it didn't work out. And then I had an opportunity in the CFL. Went up there for minicamp, and that didn't work out. And so I came back to Angelo and finished up my master's, and ultimately became a GA. And I still had opportunities to play in the Arena League and overseas and stuff like that, but I really didn't have much of an interest, in doing that. Yeah. And so I just started,
Do you feel like you should have got a shot at quarterback instead of playing receiver in the NFL?
It would have been nice. It'd have been nice to be able to try my hand at something I've been doing my whole life, obviously, and I've excelled at my whole life. So, but hey, you know, things happen.
Yeah, it does. Man, I was hoping you know, that was gonna happen because you know.
But lucky enough for me, a person like myself, that wasn't gonna be the end all be all for Kyle Washington.
Yeah,
I knew like a lot of guys really do not have the mental fortitude to be able to bounce back from not reaching their
The
dream.
goal. Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
And so I set myself up, you know, to be able to see, you know, in life outside of playing football. So
like, football ain't everything.
it's
you
not,
know what I'm saying?
It's not.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people. You still probably got people to this day that's still like depending on and living on football. It's like 35 years old, 34 years old, still thinking they're gonna make to the league. You know, I know. It's sad, and that's one thing I prided myself that I got to the point where, you know, it was to the point where like, what's the, you know, we gotta go with plan B. You know, plan B. You're not going to the next level. What's plan B? Okay, get this degree. Because for me, it was like, grow, you know what I'm saying? Not just playing ball, you know what I'm saying? I think every kid mind frame, it was like me. I'm going to college and just freaking play for a few years and go get this money, go to the league. That was my mind frame, you know what I'm saying?
That really wasn't mine.
No, yeah.
Now it presented itself, and obviously, you play college, so you want to play in the NFL, obviously.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, dang, I'm here to go to the NFL. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was here to try my hardest and be the best college football player I could be while getting the degree. Yeah. And whatever happens after that, I'm more than happy to take those opportunities, and I did. Yep. But it wasn't like, I'm going to go to college because, oh, man, I'm trying to go to the NFL. Yeah. Like, a lot of guys, you know, just have, I mean, it's nice to dream. Yeah. And it's nice to work hard towards something and have a goal and try to reach, you know, try to attain that goal, which I still had those goals. And I tried to reach them and I tried to attain them. But it's like one of those things where a lot of guys really just do not know how to move on. Yeah, it does. Yeah. They do not.
At all. And it's just sad. It's like, dang it, come on. And see, that was my thing, like going into college. It was like me, it was like, man, I'm league of bust. It was just like so how I was just growing up. It was just how I was, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like I was that good. But you know, that didn't present itself and that didn't happen. So I was, oh shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't really, you know, ain't really in that where I thought it was gonna be. So it's like, what's plan B? Yeah. And me plan B was like, shit, you got damn near you got need 8.5, 10 hours to freaking, you know, get your degree. Let's knock that out. And like with that being that, it was like, cause I had some hiccups, you know what I'm saying, while in college. Cause my first 2 years of college, it was like first at Texas State. You know, I was partying like all day, every day, not going to class, not doing my job. You know what I'm saying? So my first 2 years was pretty rough. And it was like me, what do it take? You love the game this goddamn much? I love the game this much? Okay, you better pass the class. And ever since then, I finally understand, like, hey man, you love this game. You want to do something this bad, you better take your ass to class. Yeah. And that's all it took. You take your ass to class. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell my kids today. And I don't give a damn what it take. Your ass going to school. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get in that class. You don't know it, you don't try, you at least gonna be in that class. That teacher gonna see your face. And it got to the point where I made sure that teacher knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? And I busted my ass, and that's why I pride myself up. You know, coming out and all, you know, the freaking letdowns I had did myself in college to come out and still swinging and ending up on top. Yeah. So that was my mind frame. So for you, that was a good mind frame to have. But some people, like with my mind frame, they don't ever come back. They still, you know, they doing other stuff. Now they probably selling dope and shit like that. So that was good on that. So I ain't gonna hold you up too much longer because I got a little more questions to chop it up with. This is some good stuff, man. You getting me live. So coaching experience, man. Yeah. Like, So now you had your year, your run. Now you playing football. You played your game. Now you actually giving back or whatever you want to call it for coaching. So how is that? Instead of playing the game, how are you out there seeing the game and calling the game?
So when I got done with those experiences of trying to make it to the next level, when I came back to San Angelo to finish up my master's, I didn't want anything to do with football because like this is my first time since like in my entire life that I was able to see what life is like without football.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to. At first, I didn't want to be a GA. I just wanted to just be a regular person and see how that was. See how that was.
Yeah.
And I did it for a couple of months, and I enjoyed it. Being able to go to the tailgate and just be a regular person, like what I mean.
What they go do.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what being a fan is like. You know what I mean. And so I did that for a couple of months, and then like slowly but surely, I started to get that itch to be back around the football, and so I reached out to Coach Wagner, and he allowed me to become a GA, and I did that, and again, I did that in part because I was still pursuing my degree, and so I finished up my degree, and then now I was like, all right, let me take another break from from football and get out into the real world, try my hand at different things, and so I tried my hand at different things, made some pretty good money doing it, working with you out there in West Texas.
Good old smile. Those some good days.
Yeah, it was good money, but it was very, very stressful, as you know. And it wore on you, and it takes a lot to stress me out.
Yeah,
and that stressed me out.
Yeah,
and I realized, like I said, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do that for the rest of my life. Like, I just couldn't do it, even though it was good money. I could not do it. And I began venturing out into other things, but ultimately football brought me back, and now I know what I will be doing for the rest of my life.
That's good, man.
And it's giving back to young men and through the game of football. So
good old that's what's up, man. I was glad to see because I was like, man, you need to get back to coaching,
Yeah.
And I'm glad to actually see you, get back in that.
Feels good.
Heck yeah,
that
does. Yeah. I'll be doing some little private sessions myself with some little youngsters, and it just feels so good to just actually, especially when they actually listen and they try something and they get mad and frustrated. It's like, hey, stop doing your little that stuff you be watching or whatever who talks to you. Stop doing that and listen. Yeah. Once they listen and they finally pay attention of Tweezy coaching, and it feels like, good. It looks the look on their face when they actually works.
It's like scoring touchdowns is fun.
Yeah,
it's fun, but watching people that you coach score like that just feels like it's an unexplainable feeling.
It is, man.
It's an unexplainable feeling. Like
it is. And what my thing is with the new kids, it's like I be trying to tell these kids, it's like I can give you all the game in the world. I can coach you. We can do one-on-ones all day, every day. It's fine. But if you don't take that time on your own, your self-time, and when no one's around, no one's paying attention, and don't grab that ball and do what you got to do, you ain't going to never,
Intrinsic motivation.
you got to get a relationship with the ball, man.
Absolutely.
I had a relationship with both of these boys, you know what I'm saying? It was hard to choose from. That's why I played both sports in college.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's why I try to preach to my daughter, like, so much potential. And it's just like, if you don't go on your own and actually, drive, because I can teach you the game. You got the game all you want. I can soak you the game. But if you don't go on yourself and like, I'm about to go do this, man, it's like, you're not taking that next level. You're not taking that next step. And it's true what they say, man. Hey, don't sleep.
Yeah.
Hey, man. But back to top a quick little deal right here. I'm gonna hit you with, and we can go ahead and shoot it off. Here it is. So, name me your top 5 ASU receivers you play with.
Ooh, come on, man. You know I can't do that. Come on, man.
No, that's too much.
That's too much. It's too many to name, man. It's too many to name. It's too many.
That's too much. Okay, can I give you mine? Like the mine thing? Okay, let me see. Let me think. All right.
Dang, man. Yeah.
Top 5. If I gotta go with you just play or okay. See, I got a top 5 all time in the eras I've seen play, and I got a top 5 of the players that you played with.
I played with.
Played with. So, I'm gonna have to go with one. I'm gonna have to go with. I gotta go with Dax.
So what list are you? What list are you on right now? The 5 that I played with.
Yeah,
okay.
The 5 you played with.
Okay.
So I'm just I'm not gonna talk about the all time. Okay. I'm just gonna talk about the 5 you played with.
I played with. Okay.
So one I'm gonna go with. I feel like that made like y'all connection. One off top, I gotta go with Dax. Okay. That's gonna be the guy. Talent number 2. 3 your senior year, you looked real good. Even though Dono was that was his first year, I had to go with 4 with Dono because he did a good job that year. Yeah, man, he did. Yeah, and he's like top receiver.
You say he's 4?
Not 4. I mean, sorry, not 4. He's 3. Okay. Sorry, I meant 3.
Okay.
Dono was 3 because. Yeah, he's one of the top receivers at Angelo, and he had a hell of a season your senior year. So he going my 3. 4, I'm gonna go with Big C. You know, y'all been playing a few games, but I gotta get Big C.
I barely play with.
Big C. Yeah. Big C. See, but I gotta give CJ some love, man. Yeah. I mean, you barely play with him, but hey, he could have. Think about it, like those little plays y'all play with each other, and those little. If he would have just snapped it around.
I'm pretty sure he dropped more in my passes. I know,
goddamn Big C. He always had excuses too. Catch the goddamn ball. Yeah. But think about if it had caught him. That would have been an easy little 50-yard, little 60-yard. And that would have been right. Come on, Big C. Yeah. But even though you didn't play on, he's still on there. I gotta get Big C on there. That Big C. What up, Big C? CJ Akins. That's number 4.
So that's 4. That's your 4.
Yeah.
You got one more. Who's gonna make the cut? Who's not?
I like Rad. I gotta go with Joey.
Okay.
Joey.
Okay.
Yeah, Joey for sure. He gotta make 5.
Okay.
Joey's consistent, man. He can't.
He is consistent. I don't think he ever. Oh, he dropped one. But I can't think of too many that he's dropped. But he's dropped one. I know exactly what I remember it like it was yesterday. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna let him see this and see which one if he remembers it.
I'm trying to see. So Dax is like your. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna put if I want to put your receivers in the NFL. If we had a receiver core, okay, here it is. Dax is damn. I can't put them because those are some big guys. I was gonna hit you with the Buccaneers lineup.
I got one. I got one. So if you talking about NFL comparison,
yeah,
I would say Dax is probably like DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay. Yep. Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
And I'll say talent is like a. Who I'm gonna hit him with? Oh, I want to say. Let me see. Lockett.
That's a decent one.
Lockett.
I can see where your head's at.
I want to hit with him with the Lockett. And who was that 3? Dono?
Yeah.
Dono was like a let me see who I'm in him with. I wanna say, dang, that's not embarrassing. I wanna say I wanna kind of hitting that Stephon Diggs. But kind of like in that area, like Stephon Diggs type vibes. That first year when y'all was there, I'm gonna say Diggs because that's the only thing that's on my head right now.
Okay.
But at number 4, Big C, we're gonna hit. Big C, we're gonna hit you with.
I got one for you. I got one for Big C. Dez Bryant.
Big C get Dez, yo.
He gets the Dez swag.
Big C get Dez. I go with that one. And then Joey, I hit you with Joey. He can get the you think the Adam what's his name? Adam Thielen.
That's fair.
Thielen love type vibe.
That's a fair one.
Okay, we're gonna roll with that one. That's how we're gonna compare those guys. So those are your top 5, and I got some honorable mentions, but they weren't there all the way. But your boy CO.
Yep.
Woo! If he would have got hurt that one year.
Whatever
year
I only
had.
played with him 1 year, but he was coming off that ACL.
I know, and he still gave you a highlight.
Yeah,
man.
Man, I would love to see like healthy CO with that.
That's why y'all was jumping, because he had some splash. I remember he made some big plays.
Yeah.
Big old plays. He did him. Yeah, shout out Yen. Yes, honorable mention.
You know his NFL comparison, Deshaun Jackson.
Oh yeah.
That's his boy. That's his boy.
Yup. Deshaun, who was a CO comparison? Who you want to put him at?
CO.
Yeah, he had some baby Calvin Johnson in him. But
Yeah.
I say baby Julio. He's just a big receiver that he actually has some good breakaway speed on him. Just for a big guy.
Yeah.
What a knee though. His knee was like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't really know. Like you don't really know what he.
Man, he actually would have did all right.
Raz, you can't.
Yeah, I can't forget about Raz. Raz was the one that was the tough tech catches. You know what I'm saying? He could have like a.
Oh, I got one for you, Cole Beasley. For sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
That was some good stuff, man. That was some good stuff, man. But I appreciate you for coming on, man. Man, that was amazing talking to you, chopping it up.
Good stuff,
seeing how your vibes is, you know what I'm saying?
You know, we do this on a daily basis. So
all day, every day, man. That's why I tell y'all to tune in, man. Smash a like, hit the subscribe button at Tweezy Talks, man. We just keep going. It's 2021. You see how we starting off with. I got the one and only, man. The GOAT of ASU, Ram Fam, Angelo Stand Up. Make sure y'all tune in on this, man. Tweezy Talk, we in this thing. Like I said, smash a like, hit the subscribe, man. You got anything you want to tell the folks?
You already know what it is. It's all love on this end. Tweezy Talk podcast coming at you live and direct, man. We back and better than ever in 2021.
Hey, all right. I'll holler at y'all. Peace out.